Imagine carrying the mind of a millionaire, a mind trained to spot possibilities where others only see limitations. From the moment you wake up, your first thought carries the conviction of someone who has already won. The world doesn't intimidate you. The future doesn't pressure you. Because deep within there's an unshakable certainty that everything is already working in your favor, even when your eyes can't see it yet. This is the silent key of those who bend reality. That power has always lived inside you. It doesn't need permission, nor does it wait for signs. All it asks is that you accept it as truth. As written, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. This isn't poetic metaphor, it's a spiritual law in motion. What you believe with strength, you attract with form. Napoleon Hill, after studying history's greatest millionaires, revealed this exact principle. Every achievement begins in the mind and only manifests when behavior aligns with vision. A thought repeated in faith becomes command, and the universe always responds to unwavering certainty. This truth isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's available to anyone who decides to stop waiting and starts living as if they've already received it. Acting before seeing, speaking before having. Thinking like someone who has already arrived. That's not illusion, that's spiritual discipline. And those who master this mindset turn every step into a seed of inevitable victory. If something inside you feels like it's awakening, take a breath. Because this is just the first stone in building a new identity. In the next part, we'll begin to break the invisible threads that have held your power back and open the door to conscious manifestation. For years, they taught you to wait. Wait for stability. Wait for clarity. Wait for the perfect moment. But this kind of passive waiting has killed more dreams than any failure ever could. Napoleon Hill was clear. A mind shaped by fear lives chained, even when it holds infinite potential. And those who wait too long surrender their destiny to chance. That habit of caution wasn't born in you, it was taught. It came from voices that said, "Not yet, be careful, play it safe." And without realizing it, you obeyed. Not out of cowardice, but out of subconscious loyalty to systems that never produced freedom. But now that obedience must end. It's time to tear up that old script and declare inner independence. What keeps you stuck isn't the world. It's the story you keep telling yourself. And if repetition shapes everything, then liberation begins with choosing new words, new thoughts, new direction. What if it goes wrong? Must give way to, what if it's already working? Napoleon Hill called this autosuggestion, the power to rewrite your destiny by installing dominant thoughts. When you act like someone who has already won, your energy shifts, your voice changes. The atmosphere begins to follow your lead. It's not magic. It's an internal decision backed by faith. If you feel something stirring inside, try this. Leave a comment saying, "I act in faith." That one phrase can begin shaping your new reality. There's a hidden distance between those who wish and those who achieve. And that distance isn't made of luck or effort, it's made of posture, mental positioning. What separates those who build from those who only imagine is how each one behaves in the presence of doubt. Napoleon Hill saw it in every great mind, the successful act before proof, guided by vision instead of evidence. This is the real prayer of high achievers, behavior. The entire body becomes a declaration. Every step taken with intention sends a message the universe understands. Every action, even without results, vibrates with the energy of conquest. So this isn't about pretending, it's about aligning attitude with vision until there's no space left for contradiction. The mind shapes all things, but behavior solidifies them. When the two move in unity, they create a force that becomes hard to stop. Hill taught that the subconscious obeys repeated commands. It doesn't care whether they're physically real yet. What matters is that you remain loyal to what you believe and confirm it with movement. You don't need the world to believe in you. You need to become unshakable in your own belief. Acting like you've already won isn't arrogance, and it's loyalty to your vision. The outside world doesn't respect hesitation, but it bows to presence backed by certainty. And even if your current circumstances don't reflect greatness yet, that's okay. Because greatness doesn't begin with scenery, it begins with posture. In the next part, you'll learn how to anchor that inner posture through rituals, symbols, and a daily presence that magnetizes opportunity. Conviction without practice dissolves. No matter how clear your vision may feel, it needs soil, repetition, and structure. That's why the world's greatest creators didn't just believe, they ritualized. Napoleon Hill was firm about this. A dominant thought must be reinforced with visible symbols, consistent action, and deliberate repetition. Otherwise, the mind drifts back to the old programming. The way you organize your environment reveals what your mind expects. Words on your walls, images that mirror your vision, sounds that elevate your state. All of these silently train your subconscious. You don't have to consciously remember your dreams every moment. You just need reminders surrounding you that say, you're already becoming. The subconscious doesn't operate in linear time. It follows frequency. If you stay close to the future you envision, your mind begins behaving like it's already there, and your actions follow. This isn't superstition, it's neuroscience aligned with spiritual truth. Hill called it mental saturation. Create your altar of vision. It doesn't need to be elaborate. Choose objects, words, and moments that remind you who you've decided to be. Let repetition become your sanctuary. Declare your vision out loud. Walk with the posture of arrival. Even if the world still looks the same, your inner world will have already changed, and reality always catches up. This is how inner authority begins to bloom. And once it does, external validation loses its grip. In the next part, we'll burn every backup plan and install the kind of decision that transforms hesitation into unstoppable movement. There comes a moment when overthinking becomes self-sabotage. Endless analysis doesn't lead to clarity. It breeds paralysis, and those who try to control everything end up controlled by fear. Napoleon Hill observed it in every mind that failed. They all waited for guarantees before they moved. But the ones who built empires decided first and let life align with their certainty. True decisions don't make noise. They happen in silence, when every exit is sealed, when all excuses are burned, and the voice of hesitation finally quiets down. That's when your mind stops negotiating and starts leading. When nothing is left but the path you've chosen, your energy becomes magnetic. The hesitant stall, the decided transform. Eliminating Plan B isn't recklessness, it's strategic faith. It shows that your mind has stopped arguing with itself and started commanding with clarity. When there's only one direction, even the obstacles become stepping stones. In this state, reality begins to align with stunning precision. That kind of decision changes everything. Doors open, not because luck has arrived, but because your presence now radiates force. People feel it, the atmosphere shifts, and what once felt heavy now flows. Not because the world got easier, but because you stopped hesitating. Say it to you. My decision is greater than any doubt. Repeat it until the universe hear your vibration. Real freedom begins when you take full responsibility for everything, even for what doesn't seem like your fault. Not because it's fair, but because it's powerful. Napoleon Hill said it clearly. Those who shape their destiny aren't the lucky ones. They're the ones who stop justifying and start leading. Every time you say, "This is in my hands," the universe listens and opens new doors. Owning everything doesn't weigh you down. It sets you free. Because as long as you blame the system, the past, or other people, your power stays out of reach. But the moment you say, "This is mine to change," your mind stops chasing blame and starts building. That shift alters everything. Reality begins responding to your voice, not your excuses. To some, this may sound extreme. But builders know, no real progress comes while you're still blaming what's outside. Taking full ownership doesn't mean you caused it all. It means you now see yourself as the cause of change. That new position rewrites your story. While most wait for the world to change, leaders shape the world from the inside out. Their words guide, their habits confirm, their vision leads. And even if chaos still surrounds them, their posture commands as if everything is already under control. Because internally, it is. Once this awareness settles in, the path becomes lighter. In the next block, we'll talk about legacy and why living this way doesn't just change your results. It transforms everyone around you. There comes a point where it's no longer just about winning, it's about leaving a mark, about living so intentionally that even your silence becomes an example. Napoleon Hill didn't write to impress, he wrote to ignite. And every time someone chooses to live with firm faith and bold action, that fire spreads again. You're not walking this path alone. Even if they don't say it, people are watching. Your children, your friends, your colleagues. The way you face setbacks, the words you speak, the energy you bring into every space, all of it teaches. And it can awaken things in others they didn't know they had. There is power in living aligned with vision. The world has enough voices saying, it won't work, but it desperately needs living examples that prove it's possible. People who walk with courage, but without arrogance. With faith, but not fanaticism. With quiet action and undeniable results. That's the kind of legacy that creates cultural shifts. Where success isn't about ego, it's about contribution. Where wealth isn't about accumulation, it's about expansion. Where posture becomes a mirror that helps others remember their own greatness, your commitment can open doors for people you'll never meet. And maybe that's your deeper calling, to live so aligned with your vision that even the universe leans in to listen. In the next block, we'll bring everything together and remind you, this journey is only just beginning. You don't have to wait for anything else. Not permission, not timing, not approval. Everything you need has already been planted inside you, and now it's been awakened. The decision is made, the faith is activated, the identity is chosen. The world may not see the fruits yet, but the roots are deep, and your destiny has already begun to shift. Every act you repeat, every thought you hold, every silent commitment you keep, all of it is building something eternal. This journey doesn't end here. It's just gaining momentum. Now is the time to guard the fire, to repeat with intention, to move without negotiation, and to remember every day you were made to lead your story. If this message resonated, subscribe to the channel and keep walking with us. The next video is already waiting for you, and it goes even deeper into the mysteries of the mind and the emotional power that shapes your world.